There comes a point in everyone's life when there's a particular itch that's just got to be scratched. And if you're a flat water canoeist, it's highly likely that that scratch is going to involve the Devizes to Westminster canoe race. The Devizes to Westminster Canoe Race, or DW as it's widely called, dates all the way back to 1948 in one shape or another, and was born out of various informal canoeing challenges that ran down the River Avon to Christchurch in Dorset. The race runs from Devizes in Wiltshire for 125 miles to Westminster in London. The route follows the Kennet and Avon Canal until it reaches Reading, where it joins the Thames and then follows the path of this great river all the way to Westminster. There are two overall race categories: the 4-day race, which is a stage race, and the non-stop race, which is the more famous of the two and the one we'll focus on here. The DW is a time trial, with crews starting at intervals, but the most interesting feature is that their start time is entirely determined by the time they've calculated it'll take them to reach Teddington in Surrey, not Westminster. That's because this is where the Thames becomes tidal, and there's only a relatively small window of opportunity to catch the high tide and get down to Westminster. If they arrive too early, they're held at the lock until high tide, increasing their overall race time. If they arrive too late and miss the tide window, they're held at the lock until the next high tide, some 12 hours later. Most non-elite crews will aim to reach Westminster in under 24 hours, but some will be happy to finish in under 30. The course record is worthy of any sporting legend, and was set in 1979 by Brian Greenham and Tim Cornish. It lies at an amazing 15 hours and 34 minutes. But you know, for me, the best thing about this race is that for the majority of the people taking part, it's not about the time. It's not even about where they finish on the result sheet. It's all about the journey. And let's face it, if you're going to spend 24 hours with someone in what is, after all, a very small boat, you might as well make the best of it. Every crew has a support team who are critical to their success. Paddlers need to take on food and drink regularly, and as the race progresses, they need moral support and even firm direction to continue, as fatigue starts to play games with their focus or judgment.
Stop!
Along the route, crews have to negotiate over 77 locks, portaging around them and sometimes having to run quite long distances when there are 2 or more locks in very close succession. This becomes an increasingly draining and dangerous factor further into the race, especially during the night, when the support teams play a vital role in keeping their paddlers safe. So if you like the sound of it and you're up for a challenge, then all of us at the Canoe Show say good on you. But just remember one thing: this is the race that got the better of Steve Redgrave.